Welcome to your second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and stimulus news report for Wednesday, September 23rd. Now, last night we got some really good news. The House passed a short-term stopgap spending bill for the U.S. government, which means it prevented a government shutdown as of October 1st. This bill was passed 359 to 57. So that's really good news. This means that Congress, the House, the Democrats, the Republicans are starting to work together to solve some of the problems we are currently facing. This now puts the priority onto stimulus negotiations. Yes, we still have that Supreme Court justice seat open. However, President Trump has stated multiple times that he's going to nominate somebody on Saturday. So, in just a handful of days, we will know who President Trump nominates. Now, everybody, and I mean everybody, I repeat, everybody wants a stimulus package to pass. That includes Democrats and Nancy Pelosi. That includes President Trump, Mitch McConnell, Steve Mnuchin, Mark Meadows, and Republicans. Everybody wants one to pass. However, the thing that is holding everything up is at what cost. President Trump has stated he is willing to go as high as $2 trillion. However, there is currently a proposal on the table at $1.5 trillion. Nancy Pelosi, on the other hand, wants to stick to $2.2 trillion. She has stated Democrats have already come down off of their $3.4 trillion number. They've came down to 2.2. It is now the Republicans' turn to come up and to meet them halfway in the middle. We also got word yesterday that many low-ranking politicians, specifically Democrats, are pushing for any stimulus to pass. Currently, low-ranking politicians are worried that without any stimulus, their opposition will win. You guys have said this in the comment section as well, that if no stimulus is passed, you will vote everybody out. That's not just your opinion. That's what's happening across the country. Okay? That is what is going to happen. And many people in Congress, both Democrats and Republicans, are worried that they might not be in there much longer. This could be their last thing that they vote on. This could be their last act, their last stand. So they want to do something. Well, most are urging Nancy Pelosi to accept the $1.5 trillion stimulus package proposal that is on the table. Most people are expecting that to be the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal that was proposed last week. It's a very good proposal. It doesn't just include one stimulus check. It includes two stimulus checks. It includes over $500 billion for state and local governments. It includes $145 billion for school funding. It includes rental assistance, food assistance. It includes money for the United States Postal Service. Everything in that bill, okay, is good for the American people and the economy. Well, Nancy Pelosi is adamant that Democrats want to hold firm and not budge off their $2.2 trillion package. Even though Nancy Pelosi says this, nobody knows if this is actually true or this is just a negotiation tactic moving into the final week before the House is supposed to go on recess. They're supposed to go on recess on October 2nd, so we will see later on this week and even into next week. Is she really serious about that $2.2 trillion offer, or is she just trying to hardball and hardline the Republican side? Well, yesterday, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Federal Chairman Jerome Powell testified before the House Financial Services Committee. This was only day one of day 3. Today is going to be day 2 of day 3. Now, Jerome Powell said, the economy is ticking upward, but it is still a long ways from the pre-pandemic levels. That is very true. And the issue moving forward, Jerome Powell stated this before, is that the way we have moved, the uptick that we have already seen, was the easiest. Now, getting the levels back to pre-pandemic levels is going to be very difficult. Jerome Powell also said the path forward will depend on keeping the virus under control. And the two things needed to keep the momentum going forward are going to be a vaccine and stimulus from Congress. Well, we know that. We know we cannot keep the economy afloat based on how everybody's currently doing. We got states currently locked down. We are being threatened with additional lockdowns if infections get worse. So we will see what happens moving forward. Now, investment strategist Willie DeWitch, he said, for a sustainable recovery, we need more income. This means it either means more jobs or more direct payments from Congress. However, stimulus is only temporary. We get that. The American people understand a stimulus check is not going to be forever. We will blow through that within the first few days, possibly even a couple weeks. However, most people would use a $1,200 stimulus check in the first 1 to 3 days. So that just kind of gives you an idea of where many people are at currently in this climate. Now, Jerome Powell went on to say, without a vaccine right now, we need more fiscal support from Congress. The Fed is out of meaningful options. He has been saying this for the past week. The Federal Reserve does not have many more options left. At least that is going to do anything to create an uptick in the economy. Wall Street is currently worried. Stocks are dropping. So we will see what happens as we move forward in the next couple of weeks. Again, we are just over 40 days away from the November 3rd election. And things are only going to get more heated as we get closer. So, how are stimulus negotiations going so far? First, some House Democrats want to pass standalone bills. This was mentioned by Mark Meadows yesterday. They want to pass standalone bills, for example, stimulus checks, PPP funding, unemployment, and possibly rental assistance. This would be incredible. Now, how would they get this done? First off, they would have to work with Republicans. They would need to get an additional 20 to 25 Democrats on board as well, and this could completely bypass Nancy Pelosi. However, by doing this, it would create great division within the Democratic Party. This would also create a lot of division within the House itself. So, we don't know if this is something that they plan on moving forward with. However, this could be one of the final straws. This could be the last hurrah for a lot of these Democrats. Also, Democrats are worried without any attempted progress, any attempted move to provide stimulus checks to the American people and their constituents, they will lose the election. So, many are saying it's now or never. If they do not do something now, then they will not have a chance. They will probably not be in office any longer. So, it's now or never. Mark Meadows, is all for a standalone bill. He's said this multiple times. President Trump will accept a standalone bill. Mitch McConnell is all for standalone bills. Republicans do not care if it's a standalone bill or a complete package. However, Nancy Pelosi is all for a complete package. It's all or nothing for Nancy Pelosi. However, Mark Meadows stated things would move quicker if they were standalone bills. They'd get through the House and Senate faster. They'd be able to be signed into law by President Trump, and this would help Congress altogether, all around. Now, currently President Trump is at $2 trillion. I already said this. However, Nancy Pelosi is at $2.2 trillion. However, the big difference is Nancy Pelosi does not want to waver from that $915 billion for state and local governments. The Problem Solvers Caucus provided $500 billion. However, only $370 billion of that was guaranteed money. The other $130 billion was only there if things got worse, if the pandemic got worse in sometime next year. Now, Problem Solvers' proposal was for $1.5 billion through it could get up to somewhat around $1.9 billion or $1.9 trillion. Excuse me. So it's about a $400 billion swing. This also would have provided 2 stimulus checks. Now, we don't know if Nancy Pelosi is just playing hardball or if she's serious about that $2.2 trillion package. However, people within her party are on the edge and are willing to do whatever it takes to show their constituents that they did try, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to get their constituents the money that they need, to get their state and local governments the money that it needs to actually survive and move forward. Now, the last thing I just want to address is there's more rental assistance out there. I received multiple emails just yesterday alone, and especially late last night I received a handful. But they all say the same thing. I'm being evicted, I'm being kicked out of my home. What can I do? Well, here's a few different options. Currently, San Diego, California, the city of San Diego, is offering a one-time payment of $3,000 per resident. Now, their fund will help out roughly 8,000 families. It opens on September 24th and it closes on October 8th. And people will be picked at random. So, if you live in San Diego, here's an option for you. You get a $3,000 one-time payment, which can either go to back rent or your current rent. So, this can help out. Also, in Irvine, California, the city of Irvine, you can get a $1,000 rental assistance grant. It's a one-time payment. This will help out up to 250 renters. This will end on October 2nd. So again, here's another city that's providing more rental assistance. And I believe this is their second round of rental assistance. Also, Idaho has over $10 million left over from their rental assistance fund. They've only used about $4 million. So out there, I think it was like a $14.5 million fund. They've used about $4.5 million, which means they have over $10 million left. This is the entire state, and only $4.5 million has been used. So if you live in Idaho and you're currently being affected by the virus, you currently have, you're struggling to make, ends meet, put food on the table, or to provide rent, then you need to go and apply. You need to do it now. The fund is not going away. However, they could take this money and move it somewhere else where it would be better utilized. So make sure you go and apply before that happens, or else you'll miss out entirely. So there you guys go. That is your second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and stimulus news report for Wednesday, September 23rd. If you have any questions regarding stimulus, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Yesterday I provided 3 different videos regarding stimulus. I also gave you one video that outlined why you will never be rich. So if you want to watch any of those videos, I'll link to those down in the description box below, so make sure you go and check those out as well. And lastly, thanks for watching today's second stimulus check update. If you have any questions, again, please ask them down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video and appreciate me taking my time to provide you stimulus updates, do me a favor, like always, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next one.